we are doing this market PvP stuff, and basically I've taken this character who he has 43 million in the bank right now, and I've taken this character and about a week ago said, how much money can we make with a million ISK, and how well can we do this? And I think we've done a pretty good job so far. There's not a whole lot of activity that's happened in the last couple of days, except for this one big one, the titanium deliberite armor plate, which was delivered. We paid to have it delivered, and I've got it right here. And it says here it's worth 128 million. So basically, having started out with 100 million and this right here being worth 128 million, and all of the other assets, we're doing pretty good. We're going to see where we're going to end up today, and so basically, this is a lesson that I ask you to not compete with me on. I am doing this in Jita, in the Forge, and if I start getting competition on these items that we're using as examples, then the lessons stop. And so if you want to do these exact items, go do it in Dodixie or Amar or Heck or Rens, something like that. And just don't compete with me right here, because if I get so-called stream sniped in here on this, then it just ends because it doesn't work any longer. Nor do I want people to give me gifts and buy my shit just because they want to help me out. I don't want that. I thank you for wanting to support, but please don't do that, because then it kind of invalidates the real world experience that we're trying to give here. So anyway, okay, so we purchased this basically purchased this on the 8th. Today is the 10th. And it was really exciting to see this purchase because the price was right, and had it delivered. And so we're going to look at the market details here on it now. I've got 2 buy orders in on it. Oh, and I've got 2 more people that have come in and are competing on it now. Grr. Well, that happens. Okay. So don't know where they came from, because I was the only one in region, but we'll see. So okay, looks like these are selling for 82, and 78 is the highest buy price. I'm going to sell straight to the highest buy price, because there's not a big margin difference here, and I get my money right away, and I can turn it around and use it again. So that's what we're doing. We got 16,000. Let's see. And we should be able to get it into there. So it's going to take a couple of attempts to get it sold all the way, because the highest one won't buy the entire quantity. Okay, so 127 million is what it says here. I'm going to pay a little bit of sales tax. There's no broker fee because I'm selling it immediately. So I'm selling this. And now you'll notice that it's still here. It's just not the same quantity. And it's because they couldn't handle buying the whole thing. So it just sells as much as it can. Let's see, it's 8.4% difference. If it were a difference of 20%, then I would treat it a little bit differently, and I would it's all sold. I would treat it a little bit differently by actually looking at whether or not I should put it on the market, and I might hold on to it for a little while before doing so, depending on if I had more out there in play that I needed to ship in, because I just want to have one market order out there, not multiple, and I don't want to sit on product while I'm waiting for the other product to sell, because sometimes someone comes in and just buys all of it in a snap. So, okay, not too bad. So we're up to 169 million now, and we started with the 200 or 100 million, and so okay, we're going to go through and do the updates. I did buy this Amar fuel block. Let's see here. What is the Amar fuel block going for? Actually, we'll get to that And so let's see, 6,000 and 14,000. And how many of them was it that I bought? So I bought 180 of them at 6,000. So basically the math is going to go like this. It's going to go 14,300 minus 6,000, and then times 180. See how much value we really have there. It's only 1.5 million. It's not very much. So I paid out. That's not right, is it? That's the profit. That's the profit that I'm going to make. 1.5 million. So conceivably, depending on how far away this is, conceivably I could pay, 500,000, and let's see, it's 6 jumps. I could pay 500,000 to have it transported. It'd be a good newbie one. I'm going to let it sit there for a little bit. So we've got money to play with here. I don't need to move it right away. Let's be more efficient and see if we buy anything else there. Do I take into account fees? Yes and no. So the fees are about 2.5% at the highest, and so as long as we're making, actually it's more than that because there's buying fees and there's selling fees. So if I'm not making, like at least 20%, 25% on something, I'm typically not interested in dealing in it. And unless it's something like I can spend 100 million tonight and tomorrow sell it for 125, because then that kind of becomes worth it. But the items that make that kind of money on a single item overnight regularly are far and few between, and typically they'll be a lot more congested with competition. So anyway, okay, let's look at, we're going to look at these and update them. So we've got this guy. See, we bought, what was it, 1,800 of them or something like that, and this guy has a 500, so we bought while he was, this guy would have gotten it. But I keep going just above him, and so that's how we got that, by not letting it sit there. I could just sit below him and not worry about it, but I want to get some traffic. I want to make some purchases. So got to make sure, and it's the same guy I think here. Got to make sure that that you're number one. And so if this is the first time you're seeing this, part of the theory here is that I am buying region wide, and I'm willing to ship or move the stuff in myself. So that's what the theory is. And by the way, I got rid of all the extra items on this account last night. Every single one of them. The ship, the everything. And so we're going to have a true and accurate look today at what my real balance is, what my real earnings are and stuff. So when we run the report. Okay, so we've got something interesting here. I was at 55,000 on each one of these, and this person went up into 56,000. And it's really kind of a small order. Went 56,000. This guy right here, the 20 jumps, we need to beat him. In JITA, you need to beat 20 jumps. So I had thought that wasn't the case, but I'm starting to think that that's true, because that 20 jumps I think is measured direct and not like safe route or anything. So now I have the dilemma here. Do I go up another 1,000 per? And I think that the answer is yes. 102,000 is what they're being purchased at here, and I can get the volume. Even if I purchased all 10,000 that I have, I'd still get 101. Or I can choose to put them on the market here, and they're currently selling at 115. So I am going to modify this, and I'm going to go to 5601. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay, so I go to 5601. You see here that the number here, it loses the commas and everything. I hit tab and the commas are put back in. And it's really kind of necessary to pay attention to that because sometimes if you don't, and you accidentally don't get the other number that you're replacing deleted, you end up with an extra digit in your numbers, and you end up paying way more than what you anticipated. So, and I'm going up $1 million ISK, and broker's fee is going to be $8,000. So, and this is one of the things, you work on your broker's fees to get stuff down. You work on these to try and get it down. And in JITA, by the way, to get the broker's fees down is Caldari Navy standings. Okay, so it's giving me a warning. That's fine. I know that I'm 50% below. That's where I want to be. Okay, so we're number 1 on there now. The Minmatar fuel block is the same deal. I think it's the same person because their orders of 500. And this person keeps, I don't know if you guys notice this. This person keeps leapfrogging me, if you've been watching this. All of his orders are at quantity 10,000. And the interesting thing is they've stayed at 10,000. He has not been able to make a purchase with minimum volume 500. And I'm not sure, I'm not sure really what to think about that, but he has not made a purchase yet. So anyway, I'm above him again. And now the RAM stuff, I'm not so sure that this stuff is moving. It's okay to sit here. I don't need to kill it yet. I've got market spots for it. And so, yeah. So as in reference to the question about character buying, yes, we're going to go over that a little bit today. So how to legitimately buy a character. So let's see here. Did he... Okay. So this one's fine. I haven't made a single purchase yet. It's been out here 11 days. So 11 days ago is how long we've been doing this. 11 days. So this one as well. No competition. I mean, this is my closest competition right here. But they're paying 260 each. I don't need to go up that high. Minimum volume 100. He's buying a lot of them, though. Look at that. He wants quantity 703,000. It's a lot. So, energy tech, still nothing. And I remind you, please don't compete with me on these. The lesson ends if we get competition that's coming from viewers. So, I appreciate that. What'll happen is we'll get priced out of stuff and then won't make any money. And we can't show a real world experience of this. I want to show you guys what you can do, not a diluted version of that and not a pumped up version of that too. I don't want you guys buying my stuff just to try and, make me happy. So, okay, this one also doesn't need to be edited. See, this is a sign with all of these that we really haven't had any traffic on, that maybe we're not going to have any traffic on them. So we did have a little bit of traffic on a couple of them, but it's been sporadic. Hasn't been real great. Okay, so this one I don't understand, but look at this. So this guy, I was at 83.75 and he went to 84 even. Is he just being lazy? I know it's only 1,000, but I kind of have a rule that I'll only go just above people unless I want to try and scare them off. And this is kind of like poker. Poker, when you make a bid, your bid is designed to send a message. And that message is that either, well, I'm just going ahead of you, or I'm going to match you, or whatever, or it's, holy cow, I am just going to run the show here, and I'm pushing, a whole bunch of money in. This right here, this is dumb. He goes up, 0.25 ISK on each one of them, and he doesn't need to. He only needed to go up 0.01. So, it doesn't... I don't know why he did that. I know at this volume, it doesn't equal very much, but it's kind of unnecessary. Maybe it's lazy. So I'm going to modify this one, and we're going to go up to 8401. And so I know when you're dealing with this low of volumes that maybe it just doesn't matter. So, but in general, as a rule, that's what I try and do. Good morning, Brian. Okay, so that one's updated. Weapons tech. I've just been sitting out here buying. I have bought a few of these. It hasn't been, a whole lot of movement, but so in like 11 days, I bought, a little over 500 of them. And then there is this item here, which we identified as being really good, and I suspect that showing the success that we had with it in the last episode, that some people just could not contain themselves and just had to go in and try and replicate it. I don't know. But I am going to adjust. So 2000.02. Okay, and now part of the reason why I did that kind of odd number and went 2 above is so that I could go 0.01 and have that one still be ahead of them as well, and right under that, so that if this other one sells out or buys out, that the next one in line will pick up the rest. So there is plenty of room to compete here, and in fact we can go probably up to about 4,500 per before we'll get priced out of the market. So and this person here, they put it up for like 3 days. Okay, not sure why, only 3 days, but maybe it was just a test. I don't know. So, and this guy put it up for 90. So, okay, there are those. That's all of that. So let's run the report now. Or she, yes, thank you, or she. And okay, let's update here. And so this is JEV Assets, JEVEASSETS, JEV Assets. And so this application that I'm using, you can see here a whole bunch of shit disappeared, which is okay because I took everything out of here. And so now it says here that, holy crap, look at all that you lost. Well, it's okay, because I sold off everything this character has except for what was involved in... I didn't sell it off, I transferred it to another character. Everything that was in here. So what it says here is that my total worth is 210 million. We started out with 100 million even, and no items in inventory to sell. Any items that I did have in inventory, which was a ship and a couple of fit things for it, I transferred off to another character, and any assets that this character had anywhere in the game have all been moved off. So this is the true value now, the true number. So since the 31st to the 10th, we're at 11 days here in, and I've turned 100 million into 210 million. Now, to realize the rest of that money, we of course have to sell the other products that are out there. And but not too difficult. And this is pretty much a value based upon selling nearly instantly. It could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, depending on market conditions once you actually do it. So, okay, and it's going to take a little while for this to wipe off to actually make a good look here on this. So, I wonder if this just shows last month or if this, what all this shows. So, but we can, we'll update this so we can get a good view of what's going on later. And, okay, so wallet balance, 168 million. So I definitely have money to do stuff. And so, and here's the here's what I have, what I've purchased and everything. And so this is very helpful because it tells me that I have like 2.5 million worth of product here at Osmon. And it looks like it's all within one system or one station, which is good. And the volume is only 900. So not too bad, but we need to buy more. This is not enough. And we have more money here now to play with. So we need to find more things to buy. So something that I was thinking about is ammunition can be good, but the problem with ammunition is that you need volume. And so ammunition, there's plenty of people who go out on missions and they pick up these 100 quantity of whatever kind of ammunition and they bring it back and they're like, I'm never going to use this. And they sell it. And they sell it to just whoever's paying the highest within the region. Okay, that's fine and dandy. The problem is that ammunition tends to not be worth very much each, and people are selling at 100 at a time, or 200 or 300. It's very rare. I've done a lot of purchasing of ammunition. It's very rare to get somebody selling, 10,000 of an ammunition, or 20,000, or 100,000 in one shot. Typically, they just don't do that. And it does happen every once in a while, but not so much. There's a lot of room in ammunition, and there's a lot of things that move, and there's a lot of things that don't move. The things that move more have a smaller margin. Things like, just basic missiles and such, they don't move very well at all. In fact, I've had buy orders on my other character. I've had buy orders out there for a good somewhere 5 or 6 months, and have only been able to purchase like maybe 20,000 of a type of ammunition. And when you're only making, say, on this type of ammunition, let's say you're making, I don't know, let's say it's even good. Let's say it's 25 ISK per ammunition, which is really not the case most of the time. But 25 times 20,000, so then I've made a whole 500,000 in profit. Oh my God. Yeah, call the newspapers. Tell them what an amazing machine we've got here. So ammunition can be okay as a secondary product. And what I mean by that is that you need to allow that to sit and come up with, all of this quantity to make it worth it. And so anyway, it's not a very good thing. You don't get enough volume, but it's a good add-on. And so, so a lot of people want to do ammunition, and that's fine. But I think that maybe there's other stuff. Let's look at like some Caldari advanced capital components. I don't even know what these are. Oh, there's nothing there. That's scary. When there's nothing being sold, this is really scary looking. I mean, come on. Wow, all of those look really shitty. Okay, implants and boosters. This is one area where maybe
welcome to the Dragons.
Maybe you can do well, but there's only a few of them in here that I feel might be good. So, let's see here. What else have we got? Ammunition and charges. The only good thing about ammunition is it does get used up, but the margins are just not very good. So, structures, star bases, ship scanning array. So 73 million. Ooh, look at this. This is interesting. People are buying at 18 million and they're selling for 73. But I doubt there's very many being sold. Oh yeah, look at that volume. You'll sit waiting for months to buy. Forget that. So silos. So here's some stuff for like 4 million each. People are paying 3 million. Price history. Quantities are okay. considering that maybe, let's see, how much can I make? Let's see, buy in the region at 458,000. I can instantly sell for 3 million, or I can hold out for 4.5, which is probably enough to sell on the market. Let's look at what the price fluctuations commonly do. It's down as low as 3, so it'd still be okay. This actually looks pretty good. We'll try some of these. So we'll try buying, let's do like 20 of these. And we'll let it sit out there and marinate for a little bit. So, oh, how big are they? We got to see how big these are to transport. We need to know that. So, they're 4,000 each. 4,000 each, okay? So we could still fit 12 of them, 14 of them in a DST. So, not too bad. Not too bad. So, okay. So, let's say that we're going to buy at 458,000.34. This person has not been here in a while. Look at that. There's 78 days left. It means they started at 90. They haven't been here in 12 days or so. And we're going to look at 20 of them. We're going to put this broker fee out there. It doesn't matter. We're going to make good money on this. So if we're lazy and we sell it at 3 million and it's costs us $500,000, and we spend another $500,000 to have a newbie hauler bring it in, we still make 2 million ISK on a 1 million investment. I'd call that good. So, in fact, I think this person's not paying attention because of this. But if they come back and all of a sudden they hop above us, I'm going to go up to the 25% mark. And I'll jump up to nearly 1 million. So, yeah, that's all I'm doing is buying and paying others to haul it, for the most part. In fact, I didn't sell my ship. I transferred my ship to another character. So, okay, so we're putting up this this buy order, and it's added to my stuff right here. You see here. And now I got the blue line, which, by the way, is in your settings. You can find that in your settings. It's the wheel of the upper right-hand corner. You can turn on to show my stuff. And so there I am on that. Okay, very good. And so let's look at some other stuff here. This one probably doesn't have much volume, given that there's not very many here. Yeah, it has a little bit of volume, but region 500,000, 2.4. I'm going to leave that alone. I don't think it's high enough volume. So region 2 million. They're buying at 6.4, selling up here at 10.9. Not enough quantities here to feel good about it. Maybe this one's a little bit better. I don't know. What kind of quantities have we got? I'm not real excited. Okay, let's look at the quantities on this next one. Pretty consistent. Region, buy at 221,000, sell for 1.7 or 2.3.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Stephen Blake and Mog Flunkies, thank you for following. Welcome. Let's see here. This is also 4,000. And I'm not so sure that this is going to get any high volume on it. I don't know how many people are actually going to be selling. There is a little bit of competition. This indicates just a little bit that people have edited their orders in the last few days. So it means people are interested in their watching. Also right here, this region guy right here, 88. That one's 88. This one's almost gone. That person hasn't done anything in a while. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that one alone. So that one doesn't look very good. And this one might be interesting. Nope, not very much. So like ship maintenance arrays, woo, these cost a bit. I do not have the money to play in this market. So I'd have to bid 200 million for one. I kind of doubt that people just sell these off. And I don't know. Yeah, there's not very many of these sold each day. Okay, this is a little bit better. How many of these? Maybe this is room to play. So they sell for 17 million. Highest buy is 14 million. And what are we at on region? 2 million. What kind of volumes have we got? Yeah, I actually don't know if people just manufacture these and sell these, and that there's not many people who sell them. These aren't something that you go out and you're ratting and this is loot on there. This is somebody has some of these and they're not using them anymore and they're clearing out inventory. That's what it kind of feels like. But I'll put in a I don't know. No, I'm not going to put any buy order on this. There's just not enough going on there. Do these get consumed? A proton scattering array? Do they get like blown up when people are attacking your paws? Do they get consumed? This guy's buying 250 of them. 500,000 best region price. They're buying at 4 million. 4.5 million. Quantities are okay. Probably scooped up from old pauses. Yeah. They do get destroyed sometimes. Well, let's throw a little bit of. So we've made a lot of money. Now, mind you, we've more than doubled our money in 10 days, and so to learn about what's happening in the market here and different things, areas that we don't have experience with, it's okay to throw a little bit of money out there and see what happens. That's how you find new areas. So let's just throw out here 501.03. So that'll make us the top there, and let's just do 10 of these. Not very many. Won't take up very much, but we'll test it. So we'll see if anybody's selling them. And these costs that I'm incurring, they're really not very bad. So heat dissipation array. Let's find some volumes here. It's not very much. Not very much. Not very much. Reprocessing array. I'm looking at the quantity here of what kind of stuff is moving through. I'd like to see something that's in the hundreds, at least, for these kind of dollars. This one maybe. So these are 20 some million. They're buying at 19 million. Best region price is 4 million. 87 days left on it. Yeah. Okay. Let's place a buy order here. Okay, so 4 million.01. Okay, there's one. Laboratories. I guess, is this where the science skills come into play? Laboratory stuff. I don't know. I've not done a lot with manufacturing, although I'm about to. And I'll tell you guys that um, that there is money to be made in manufacturing. I'm starting to discover that. So, and I'm just starting to jump into that, and we will go over that some in the show here in the future. I'm getting closer to being ready to start training manufacturing things with one of my characters. So, jump bridge. Those are a little bit of money. Not very many of them sell. A lot of these, not very many of them sell. But, you know, these are some things to try. And, you know, if we get some movement on them. Control towers. Oh. 50 million. 150 million. Wow, competition is stiff on this. Buy orders at 64 million, sell orders at 66. Region 55. Yeah, tells me it's pretty stiff. It's probably because we're in Caldari space. I'm not so sure that I'd buy anything but Caldari and Caldari space. Compression arrays. 22 million. Yeah, forget that. That one's not very good. Assembly arrays. Oh, look through this last group and then see if we see anything. If not, then we'll just let the stuff that we've got sit for a little bit and see what it does. So it'll have a few days to sit out there, and we'll see if we get any bites. Not a whole lot of volume on a lot of these. Some of them is just a couple a day. All right, I think we're good with what we've got here. So, looks like I have 49 million in escrow and 161 ISK to cover. We have 155. It's not enough to cover. There's no way that I'm going to be buying every single thing here. It just isn't going to happen by the next time we do. So, okay. Yeah, let's see here. So, I think that's it for today. We've done good. Turning 100 million into 210 million. Is that what it was? Is that what we were at? 210 million on the value here. Yeah, 210 million. So we're on a good roll, and it'll be interesting to see. I'd like to see what we get at 30 days because we can keep turning things over. If I was being really aggressive, I would have as many buy order products out there as possible. So, okay. So, there we go. That is ready to go. This guy's doing great. So, everybody on YouTube, this segment is ending. And those of you live on Twitch, hang on, don't go anywhere.